Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
Anthony Joshua was not supposed to make it out of that car crash. That car crash was absolutely done to end his life. That was deliberately done. But when things like that are deliberately done, there have to be other people involved, other casualties involved to make it look like an accident.
It all makes sense now. The sacrifice symbol live and direct.
The stuff surrounding Jake Paul's opponents has honestly started to feel really strange. He's fought around 13 people, and almost every single one of them has gone on to face some kind of serious downfall or health scare. We're talking about 2 near-death situations, 1 fatal crash, and multiple lives completely unraveling, all within just 4 years. And now Anthony Joshua gets into a major crash in Nigeria just 10 days after fighting Jake. That's where people online say things start to feel extra weird. Social media is digging up those old comments Kanye once made about sacrifices in the industry, and some users are running wild with it. A few are even speculating that Anthony's crash wasn't random at all, claiming it was meant to take him out, especially because of rumors that he supposedly went off script and didn't let Jake win the way he was allegedly expected to. Then it gets even darker, with some people pushing a theory that Anthony sold his soul and that the 2 friends who died in the crash were some kind of sacrifice. Others are now drawing comparisons to the accident involving former UFC champ Francis Ngannou last year, which also happened in Nigeria and tragically resulted in the death of a 17-year-old girl. And adding more fuel to the fire, Jake Paul has now publicly said he wants to fight Ngannou next. So naturally, the internet is asking questions. Was Anthony Joshua's crash really just a tragic accident? Or is there something more unsettling being attached to Jake Paul's name? Social media is fully spiraling over this. The theories are getting wilder by the day, and a lot of people are convinced this wasn't just random at all. Let me show you what some of the comments are saying. Anthony didn't follow the script and is now being targeted. He's marked because Netflix is involved in the cabal, and the script was for Anthony Joshua, a big black man, to lose. A cult sacrifice similar to what happened in Ngannou, right when you secure the bag too. It could very well be a freak accident, but it all seemed very performative. From the video I saw, he looked unscathed. I personally think he broke the script and the money behind a plan to take his life. Him surviving was just a fluke. Maybe they don't now, as it would seem obvious then, or maybe they do. But I would wager something happens in his life that will make him regret stepping out of line. But then others take it in a completely different direction, claiming this wasn't a plot against Anthony at all. Instead, they're saying Anthony supposedly made some kind of agreement that led to the sacrifice of the 2 friends who died in the crash. One fan even wrote, "I think everyone's missing the point. I don't think Anthony Joshua was supposed to die. I think he had to pay the price of a sacrifice from people he loved in order to make that money, or whatever." A lot of people are pulling that whole sacrifice theory back into the conversation, the same one Kanye talked about years ago. He claimed that his own mother, Donda, was sacrificed for his success, and then went on to name several people in the industry who he alleged had to lose someone close to them in exchange for fame and power.
I'm ain't here. My mama was sacrificed. You understand? Michael Jordan. What about him? His dad, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right?
So now fans are side-eyeing every detail of Anthony Joshua's accident, wondering if it somehow fits into that same pattern. And when it comes to the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight, a lot of strange moments had people talking from the very start. The fight unfolded in a way almost no one expected. The footage looks questionable to some viewers, with AJ appearing to pull punches again and again. In the early rounds, it even looked like he was trying to knock Jake out as carefully as possible. Then there's the moment everyone keeps replaying. The look on Jake Paul's face when AJ broke his jaw. A lot of people swear he didn't look hurt. He looked shocked, like genuinely caught off guard. Meanwhile, Joshua was smiling, almost laughing, locking eyes with him like he knew something Jake didn't. To many fans, that reaction didn't feel normal at all. It looked like someone realizing the script had just flipped. Now people are asking whether this was supposed to be another showbiz fight where Jake walks away the winner, and if Anthony may have been paid up front to take a fall, only to decide at the last second to do the opposite and send a message instead. Adding fuel to the speculation, there's also a clip circulating where Jake is allegedly heard telling AJ to stick to the script or else. and fans have been debating these so-called Jake Paul theories for a long time now. Paul curse? Because the list of things that happened to his opponents just gets uncomfortable. He's fought around 13 people, and a shocking number of them ended up dealing with serious issues. Mike Tyson nearly died shortly before their fight, and he reportedly needed 8 blood transfusions, lost half of his blood from a bleeding ulcer, and was hospitalized for weeks. Nate Robinson basically disappeared after his fight with Jake. Ben Askren nearly died after suffering lung failure. Tyron Woodley went from being a top fighter to publicly declaring bankruptcy. Tommy Fury's life completely unraveled, his marriage fell apart, and his career tanked. And then Ryan Borland straight up quit boxing and became a plumber. On top of that, people are also calling out all the strange symbolism surrounding Jake Paul, especially his Illuminati-style tattoos. He's got that massive all-seeing eye inked across his chest, and a bunch of his other tattoos feature skulls, demons, or esoteric designs that people link to satanic or occult themes. Then there's that tongue thing he does in pretty much every fight. Someone on X said, remember that most recent Jake Paul fight at the end, when he was doing the lizard tongue to Joshua? Yeah, that was Jake symbolizing to Joshua that he will later have to answer to the reptilian elites. And someone else wrote, call me crazy, but this whole Anthony Joshua incident felt like someone was trying to remind him who really pulls the strings. It's like someone didn't follow the script in the fight, the tongue communication, etc. Maybe someone lost a lot of money, but that's just my humble opinion. And then there's the number 33, which people swear keeps popping up everywhere. Apparently, the first fight pulled in 33 million viewers, and it also happened to be Anthony Joshua's 33rd professional bout. On top of that, Anthony's boxing record sits at 29 wins and 4 losses, so 29 plus 4 equals 33. So why does this number keep showing up? Now, sometimes a number is just a number. But then again, once you start paying attention to how people believe the elites operate, you're told you can't really rule anything out. And that's where the biggest question comes in. What actually happened here? Was that car crash just a tragic coincidence, or was there something darker behind it? Some people are convinced it was meant as a warning, punishment for Anthony going off script and not playing his role the way he was supposedly supposed to. Others think it was meant to be far worse, that it was intended to take his life as some kind of consequence for embarrassing the wrong people on the biggest stage. And then there's the most disturbing theory of all, the idea that Anthony may have done exactly what Kanye once claimed happens in the industry, sacrificing those closest to him in exchange for success, power, or protection. It sounds insane, but the timing, the coincidences, and the patterns have people spiraling. Or maybe it's none of that. Maybe people are reading way too much into this, and it was nothing more than a tragic accident that just happened to occur shortly after AJ's fight with Jake. So what do you think? Was this part of something bigger and darker, or are people completely losing their minds trying to connect dots that were never there? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't miss the next video.